YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet of NCAA Football 14, and this is the Highland Scotties Team Builder Series, and this is the Highland Scotties Sports Talk here as we are in week 11, or at least wrapping up week 11. This is episode 28, and we're going to be talking about what happened this past week in college football here with the Highland Scotties. So Highland Scotties had a very interesting week here. We went to Colorado State to play against the Colorado State Rams, and we got a great victory, which you'll see here in just a bit as you take a look at the pregame, or at least the preview of that game. And Colorado State won the top 20. I think they were ranked 12th in the nation in passing defense, and that was something we were going to try to look out for, as we've had some issues with some passing with Flanagan. As you know, Flanagan's a bit of a gunslinger out there throwing the ball around, and we'll see how he does, how well he does this week here against Colorado. So there you see some of the numbers there throughout the game. We're going to show you some of the highlights of the game while we're talking about the game for the most part. But yeah, it was and I meant to mention this in that episode there, but it was a very cold, windy, or not windy, but a cold day. Guys were bundled up in big jackets, and I think there's a scene where you see Coach Teddy Bonds wrapped up in like a big old bubble jacket there. It was really cold, and it was just not a great day. I was really surprised we were able to throw the ball around as much as we did. As you see there, we got a big, huge touchdown right there in this one. This is the first touchdown of the game from Flanagan to Terrence Blair there, who made a nice 46-yard touchdown reception there on that one. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, it was just a cold day, and the team did a great job there, just really toughening it up and getting on the field and just scoring touchdowns there. You see Grady Little with a 45-yard touchdown there, the second touchdown of the game. The team, like I said, offensively just was out there from go. I mean, just as soon as the kickoff there, were able to get down the field, march down the field, and actually a really good day, a pretty balanced day of the pass and the run there. A lot more of the passing game, I guess you could say, but really there was a lot of big running plays there from Flanagan, and also from Kason there. He had a big day there himself, getting a lot of great passes there, and be able to move the ball like he did there. So it was really nice to see that happening, and of course, we did give up some points there. We gave up 3 right there on that one. But defensively, we had a great day there too. Tisdale, Sherman, Ramsauer, all those guys got some tackles for loss, and were involved in the tackling game there, and a couple of sacks there. But yeah, just a great day there against Colorado. We were ranked 7th in the nation there. We're trying to get back, get ourselves back in that hunt for the national championship, and we've got to put up some points. I caught talking to Coach Teddy Bonds about that, and he said that's going to be one of the most crucial things for the next couple of weeks here. Is try to put up some points here, show that we were that game there, with the LSU. Hopefully that won't hinder them too much. I'm assuming they will show up in a bowl game. I'm sure they'll be in some kind of BCS bowl game if they remain with only one loss. If they don't happen to go to the national championship, but just try and put up some points here, and just try to build just try to get some people, get their eyes looking at them to see if there's going to be a good matchup with Alabama. Of course, if Alabama stays there, but we already know that they are matched up pretty well against Alabama. We're only down, and I think last year for our first season, only down by was a touchdown or 2 in that game, or about 2 touchdowns actually, really, if you think about it there. So Alabama kind of ran away with it in the second half. So Highland was with them for the most part for the majority of the first half there of that game. But we're hoping to get the posters to keep us in mind and try to get a chance to go back to the national championship. If not, then our next plan B is trying to get to a decent bowl and try to see who we can be matched up with. So we'll just just putting these points up on the board will really help us out there, which they did. They put quite a few points there in this game. It was nice to see. Well, it was not nice to see that, but it was nice to see Hunter Cannon back in the game. He's been gone for several weeks, from good majority of the season. He only got to play in the first 2 games of the season before he was injured in that towards the end of that second game when we played against Georgia. And since then, Tolbert's been taking his spot there, and Tolbert, as a backup, doing a great job there, helping this team out when we need him, and not necessarily always in big plays, but for the most part, really doing a good job there, stepping up and making sure things when it comes to the tight end position were still clockwork there. But it was really nice to see Hunter Cannon, him and Flanagan connecting again like that in this game. Hunter Cannon had 2 big catches, 2 big touchdowns there for him in that game. He was kind of off in some aspects of the game. Not himself. I think we already seen the footage of it already. But the interception there, he's normally when he plays that play action play, he's usually inside. He's not outside. But in that case, he was out on the outside there. Trying to get a little bit off of that gridiron rust off of him because he hasn't been playing for a while now, for several weeks now. He's able to come back and have a decent game there for us. And we're just hoping to see what he's going to be like next week when we play against TCU. And actually, I got a chance to talk to him after this game. See there at the half right now we're 38-13. Got a chance to talk to him after the game there, and I asked him about how did he feel being back on the field there after some time off and whatnot. He says that the first couple of weeks it was always a question mark if he's going to be able to return, if he's going to be able to play the same on the same level again. And after he had that his tailbone healed up and everything, he said he started working on with the juggler machine. He actually started working with Flanagan on timing and everything like he did before, running the same play. Some of the plays they like running with each other and stuff like that. And he said it was probably been about a couple weeks, just probably after the first month, after that first month or so, he was kind of bed, having forced to have bed rest and forced to kind of just not really do anything. Afterwards it was just like it was kind of back and getting in motion again. And I know he said during that LSU game that he was really wanting to come back. They were saying that he had a good chance of coming back, and of course that wasn't the case there. He had to still sit out. Trainers wanted him to stay out for at least another week or two before he come back. But even then, he said that he was working on timing. And the only thing he was really afraid of is just the people forgetting about him, and just kind of getting the butterflies you get when you playing on in a big game, and especially in front of a lot of people, and especially when it's televised. Trying to shake the nerves off there and everything. That was something that he said that he was really trying to do his best to kind of get over and try to work out. So. He did, like I said, he did have a little, he said, he felt like he had a little rust there, but at the same time, he felt like he was just, but he's been out there for, out there throughout the whole season, just like all the other guys there. So, and it's going to be nice because he's going to be fully rested up. He's fully rested up. He's not banged up as most of the guys are on the team. So, he's a guy that we could, going down this stretch here, could be very, important to us, and we can utilize very well to help us out and getting that, trying to get to the national championship. But yeah, he is happy to be back on the field there, and of course just loves getting back, back in the end zone there for the team, and really putting on a great performance there this weekend, which he did. Cannon, I believe, finally in the game, he had 12 receptions, 215 yards, and 2 touchdowns in that game. So it was really nice to see him out there and at least talking to Coach Teddy Bonds afterwards. He was talking about that having when you have a guy that's missing for a couple weeks there, after that first couple weeks is kind of weird because you're usually seeing that where that guy's at, the timing, especially with in the quarterback position. And it's been tough for Flanagan from the offense, but at the same time they've been kind of connecting, on other levels with other players. They're giving other guys opportunities to get more catches than they normally would. So on that aspect there, it was kind of nice to, not necessarily nice for him to have that injury, but nice to see what other guys they can utilize for weapons later on in the season. So. He kind of went on to saying that, Hunter Cannon is now going to be, he's healthier now. So, again, we can see him possibly in more situations here for them and the rest for the team here for the remainder of the season. So, that's always nice to see, and we're hoping that that'll be the case here as we go along here, because we only have after this week. This upcoming week that we have now, we have TCU, North Texas, and then what is the last game? It's Stanford. So we got 3 home games left to finish out the season, and Coach Teddy Bonds, of course, hopefully, it's really hoping he's go down on a winning stretch here, and of course, there's no conference championship for us. And he says, he went on to say that, they really got to pull out all of these good wins. They have good turnouts here. He says that he's going to even utilize, even though he kind of mix and match some second string guys in this game towards the end there. He wants to utilize more of the second string coming up here, especially going into week in the last 2 weeks against North Texas and Stanford. He really wants to make sure guys are healthy and ready to go for that bowl run there, regardless if it's a national championship or not. So, but there you take a look at the numbers there. 23 of 33 there, 519, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions there for Flanagan, 2 sacks. Rush came in there. He had just 2 throws there, 1 for 2, 10 yards. He had an interception. And then Kason, 22 carries, 205 yards, 1 touchdown there. Really hoping that we can get him in the end zone a lot more in this game. But the running game towards really in the first half was kind of here and there. Wasn't for sure we would get him in too much. But at the same time, the passing game was just open, and we got to take advantage of that. So that was unfortunately not a good day there for Kason to get into the end zone on the way of the run, but we're hoping that we'll have more running opportunities here for next week. But like I said, with the other receivers there, Blair, 5 receptions, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. Little, 3 receptions, 115 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tolbert had 2 receptions, 28 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Page, 2 receptions, 34 yards, and a touchdown. Defensively, 8 tackles for Tiswell. Also had a tackle for loss. Sherman, 4 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. Great day there for him, of course, as usual. And Ellis, 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. Along with Montgomery, has 3 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a sack there for him. And then, of course, look at Colorado State. Hill there, 4 carries for negative 29 yards there. He just had a really bad day on the ground when he was trying to scramble there. And, of course, the defense did a great job there of stopping him on those opportunities like that. Of course, their top receiver there, we were able to really keep him down. He only had 2 catches, and I don't think that he was even over 50 yards there. I think it was Johnson that was our top guy. So like I said, we were able to do a great job there and keeping him where we needed him to be at in this game, because the way they were talking and the way his previous weeks there, he was kind of going an upward trend there, and looked like this was going to be the game that he's going to really be able to run out and just cause havoc on us. But then you take a look at the team stats there. First downs, 28 first downs there for us, 21 for them. Total yardage there for offense, 866 there for us, 431 there for Colorado State. And then you see, of course, the passing yards. Third down conversions, we completed 75% of the first down conversions, or third down conversions, with 27 there for Colorado State. And of course, Colorado State did have that one fourth down that they were able to convert there and get it. Of course, end zone there, you see 83% in the end zone there. 6 attempts there for us, but only 5 times we were able to score in the red zone there for us. And of course, Colorado State perfect with only the 2 touchdowns. The 2 touchdowns and a field goal they were able to get in the ball game. Take a look at the top 25 here, and this is after week 11, or after week 11 here. As see, we're ranked at number 5, jumped up 2 spots from number 7 from the previous week. Clemson took a big nosedive there. They lost to Florida State. They're 23-17. They've now dropped from number 4 to number 9. Penn State also lost in overtime against Michigan. Next week they'll have Ohio State there to play with, but they dropped from 2 to 10 now. So some big jumps, moves around. The only jump other than that was the Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech lost 38-0 to Pitt, and they dropped from number 11 to 17. There you see the rest of the teams that got first place votes and teams that dropped out of the top 25. Now, take a look at the BCS. And of course, Alabama and Washington up there in the number 1, number 2. We're ranked right now at 7 when it comes to BCS polling. Like I said, we have TCU coming up at home. And then Alabama, of course, they have New Mexico State at home, and then Washington has Oregon State at Oregon State there. So games that we're going to be watching very closely there. The Minnesota or the New Mexico State game. I mean, honestly, we know how that's going to turn out here. But if it does turn out to be a upset there, we're going to be very happy because that's going to be able to bump us up some. Take a look at the Heisman watch, and there you see flanking at number 3. Fortunately, Kason, with the big game he did have on the ground, the 205 yards there, not enough touchdowns to help out. He does get knocked off there. Jalen Hurts from Alabama, of course, your top guy right now that everybody's kind of looking at. Sam Darnold dropped down from the top spot now to number 2, and Jackson has also dropped down from 3 to 4. And Chrysler there at which we'll see him here in 3 weeks from Stanford there. He is at number 5 there. So that's your latest Heisman watch there. Take a look at the players of the week here for NCAA for week 11. There you see for us offensively, Alex Flanagan, nice game there for him. 23 of 33, 519 yards, 8 carries, 33 yards on the ground, and a total of 9 touchdowns, 8 being through the air. And, of course, that 1 big rushing touchdown. There you see the Independence Players of the Weeks there. And, of course, Flanagan gets those honors. So it's nice to see him on that list there for Players of the Week. Now, as for recruiting here, not much is going on here except for Robert Harrington, or Heron. There you see ranked 75 overall there, a cornerback. He has committed to our team, and of course the other 3 guys we're still trying to go after, and we're in a recruiting battle with those young men. Now, Henley, I should say, from Redding, California, is the top guy, defensive player that we're trying to go after. He's ranked number 3 in defensive ends. We're trying to get him to sign here. We're hoping that after next week, with the game with TCU, we'll be able to have him sign along with Reed and a couple others there. But there you see some other players that were other young men that we just recently put on our board here. They're trying to fill up our, we still got several more scholarships to give away that we want to try to give. And there you see it. So yeah, he's a diamond, or gym, I should say, a gym player. So that's gonna be very nice for us for the secondary there, which we need help with. And we're hoping that he'll definitely be a vast improvement for next year to help us out here and for our defense there in the secondary. So nice to have him signed there. Of course, like I said, we want to get these other guys signed, especially like Jasper Reed, a very good, talented quarterback that we're looking forward to having for next season there, and we'll see how he goes there. So nice to see, of course, Heron, the 22 ranked cornerback there from East Las Vegas, Nevada. 6'4", 128 pounds, or 182 pounds there. Take a look at a little bit of a preview here of the TCU Horned Frogs there, Big 12 team, potentially a team that we'll be seeing a lot here once we, if we do make that decision to go to the Big 12. And there you see their numbers there. Rushing offense, they're 18th in the nation, and passing defense, they are 82nd in the nation there. So, yeah, I can see us having an issue with the running game there and the running game could be a problem for us, but I think our team is good enough we can handle it. We've been dealing with that all season long. To take a look at TCU's schedule there, the first two games, a FCS team they beat, and then of course Texas Tech, and then they go to lose to number 20 Oklahoma State. They get back on the winning track there against SMU, and then they lose 4 straight there to Baylor, Iowa State, Kansas State. Both of those were on the road. Baylor was at home, and then they lose to Texas at home. So they are trying their best to get back into the swing of things there. So TCU 4-5 there in conference. They are 2-5, and they are number 8 right now in the Big 12. So, or excuse me, number 9 there in the Big 12 there. So Big 12, of course, they do not have. It's basically whoever has the best record is your Big 12 winner. No championship yet. Like they did in the past, you got the North and the South would meet up and they would face each other. But this is just straight up whoever has the best record wins the conference there. And so far, it looks like it's going to be West Virginia there. But TCU in the bottom of the barrel here. And of course, they're going to be a team that's going to have a lot of spread offense there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have get involved again with another team with no huddles. So a lot of our defensive secondary is going to be really overworked in this game, and they're going to be really trying to press the ball down the field and throw this one. Take a look here at Shawn Robinson, the quarterback there for TCU. Great throw power and accuracy there. So he's a guy that, and also speed there. So he's going to be probably do a good combination of running and passing on us if need be there. And we'll see how that goes here coming up in this game here. So there you see his numbers there, and of course great stamina there. So he's going to be on the field quite a bit, and a great field general there. He's put up some pretty good numbers here so far this season. If I can actually look those up here real quick. I know I've written those down here. Well, maybe not. Okay. But his halfback there, Kyle Hicks, the guy we're going to be worried about, senior, redshirt senior, I should say, 5'10", 213. And there you see his numbers, acceleration, speed, and agility there. So just a good guy that he's going to be able to just wiggle out of a lot of tackles. And we'll have to try to make sure we can just snag him and quickly as we possibly can. Take a look at the rest of his other numbers there, his other skills and whatnot. But yeah, for the most part here, I think, the running game is going to be not necessarily be a big problem for us, but it's going to be an issue that we'll definitely have to address here quite early and try to see if we can shut that down as quickly as we possibly can, because we do not want to have Hicks or even this young man right here, Williams, Taj Williams, 6'4", 194-pound redshirt senior wide receiver going all on us here. We don't want to have an issue where we have these two guys, or actually all three offensively, just doing whatever they want to us. We got to really try to nail things down. Okay, I found the numbers now. Taj Williams, we'll go ahead, since he's on the screen there, 32 receptions, 493 yards, 4 touchdowns there for him for the season. Shawn Robinson, the quarterback, we just seen earlier, 1,551 yards, 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions there for him. And then Kyle Hicks, 137 carries for 647 yards, or excuse me, 674 yards and 4 touchdowns there for him. So yeah, definitely guys that we're gonna have to really key on and make sure they keep them where we want them at, and not have them have any big games there. As for defensively, there you see the left end there, 14 tackles, 24 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and a fumble recovery and a touchdown there for him this season. And just take a look at his numbers there. Definitely a defensive lineman that can really cause some havoc there on your line. And we'll take a look at, hopefully we'll see the rest of his numbers there. He's got excellent block shedding and finesse, tackling, kind of middle of the road there. But yeah, just take a look at that. Just hit power, his jump, and all those others there. Just pretty good lineman there. TCU has Patrick Sherman. I believe he is the guy right now who is their leading tackler. He has 25 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and a sack and a half there for the season. And again, just one of those guys who can just get his defense get behind him and do some damage to the opposing team. And take a look at his numbers there. And he's only a freshman. Yeah, he's leading in tackles right now. A lot of the different categories all defensively, and he's only a freshman. So just imagine what he can be able to do when he's a junior, senior, and if he decides to stick around that long for TCU. But yeah, so Patrick Sherman, a big player, big time player there, and then of course Julius Lewis there, corner, 5'10", senior. 177 pounds, and look at his numbers there. Just a speedster right there. And like I said, offensively, we're going to be again happy, just like last week. Gotta be kind of cautious and not throw too many ridiculous deep passes there, especially in Lewis's way. Try to utilize some of the short passing there. Which I mean, it really worked out for us last week against Colorado State, but of course, Flanagan was kind of pushing and wanting Coach Teddy Bonds to let him throw out deep, which he was able to do for quite a while there until he got picked off there. Those 2 times where he just got too greedy, and so this week I think Coach Teddy Bonds might try to reel some of that back and get him to really kind of just focus, just stick with the game plan and just short passing. Screen passes, stuff like that. Keep it to the short to medium range type of game here, and just when we can, if there's an open man like there were a couple of times there when we did throw deep, take advantage of that and make sure you connect with the deep receiver there. So, but that is it for this episode of the Scotties Sports Talk. There, we'll have more on the recruiting here as we're getting closer and closer to trying to hopefully we can sign those guys here before the end of the season. Coming up is the next episode there, as you see, TCU at home. We'll be at home there. Besides this game, we have 2 more games at home, so all the rest of the games will be at home this season, so no one will have to worry about travel or anything like that. So we're ranked number 5 in the nation, 8-1, and we're hoping to take on these Horned Frogs here and bring a victory there at home. So I will see you guys there in the next episode. As always, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Highland Scotties football here on ESGNet. Also, don't forget to, if you're not yet subscribed, please hit that subscription button, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified when videos of this series or any other series here on the channel is uploaded. Thank you guys so much for watching, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord for the latest news and events on what's going on here on the channel and what's going on in the world of sports gaming in general. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.